President Trump has been in office for only a year and a half now, and he's already got a second chance to put a young conservative justice in the vein of Neil Gorsuch on the bench before the halfway mark of his first term, which is amazing considering Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton all appointed only 2 justices apiece, even though they were all 2-term presidents. President Reagan was the last president, 2-term president, to appoint more than 2 justices. He appointed 3. But if you look at the age of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who's 85 years old, and Stephen Breyer, both justices, he'll be 80 in August, it's very possible that President Trump could make 4 appointments before the end of his first term, possibly his second term if he's reelected. Okay, so back to Justice Kennedy now. The president and his team have already vetted several possible replacements, and I would expect a formal nomination to happen within the next week or so, even with the 4th of July recess for the Senate next week. Don't forget, there's just 131 days until the midterms on November 6th, and Republicans hold a very slim edge in the Senate right now. Plus, John McCain is out while he's being treated for brain cancer in Arizona. Republicans are going to try to push whoever the president nominates through the Senate before the midterm elections, just in case the Democrats do happen to retake the Senate in November. So I get that this is a lot to digest on a Thursday morning, but whatever happens, you can expect the already conservative court to become a lot more conservative. And this brings us to the million-dollar question this morning. Who will Justice Kennedy's replacement be? Brightside's Emerald Morrow is back with us in studio with some answers this morning, Emerald.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. The president already has a short list of about 25 possible candidates. 2 of them are from Florida and even closer to home. One is from the Tampa Bay area. Charles Kennedy is Chief Justice of the Florida Supreme Court. He was born in Lakeland. And we also have Federico Moreno. He's a judge for the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida.
Congratulations, Chief.
And this right here is Chief Justice Kennedy. He was just sworn into his role last week up in Tallahassee, and his term lasts through 2023 unless the president decides that he is the one for the job in Washington. Chief Kennedy served as both the state and U.S. rep and was also general counsel to former Governor Jeb Bush. He was also on a list of possible candidates to replace Justice Scalia, and one of his noteworthy cases involved a man held in prison beyond his correct release date. Now for a little more on Federico Moreno. He is from Venezuela, got his law degree from the U down in Miami, and he's been a judge for the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida since 1990. And one of his most prominent cases touched on immigration. In 2006, he ruled that Cuban refugees who reached a bridge on the Florida Keys were eligible for asylum. Now, we've had quite a few landmark U.S. Supreme Court decisions over the last decade. We're talking health care, same-sex marriage, immigration. So the question will be now, how much of this, if any, will change if we get another conservative justice to serve on the bench?